I am Nikhil Kumar. I am professor in the Department of English of Veer Kumar Singh University, Ara. Now I will take up Sri Aurobindo's critical vision of overhead poetry. Sri Aurobindo as a critic is quite different from the other critics of the literary world. It is for the reason that Sri Aurobindo is a born yogi. His yogic consciousness has transcended all the Vedic rishis and the writer of the Gita. This fact is very much evident when we go through Sri Aurobindo's monumental works like The Life Divine and his epic Savitri. It is for the reason that he is a man of yogic consciousness. He has viewed the literary world from the plane of yogic consciousness, a very high plane of yogic consciousness we find in his being. Sri Aurobindo has mainly given three critical visions. Firstly, the overhead poetry, which we shall discuss here, on which I will speak here. The other is mantra and the overmind aesthesis. Consciousness is the basic thing in the existence. This is what Sri Aurobindo has discovered. The consciousness is integral in its nature, but it has its separative principle also. As a result of the separative principle of consciousness, or we can say that as a result of the working out of the separative principle of the essential consciousness, the creation has come into existence. And it is mind which first comes into existence as a result of the working out of the separative principle of the essential consciousness. So mind comes to be the divided consciousness, fragmented consciousness, or we can say that it is the separative principle of consciousness. Though there are several planes of existence, or rather there are several planes of consciousness on the plane of mind itself. But broadly speaking, we shall divide mind into two parts. The highest plane of the lower half of the mental consciousness is the intellectual mind consciousness, and the higher part of the world of mind is what Sri Aurobindo calls spiritual consciousness. Though the word spiritual from the point of view of parts of speech is adjective, it is noun also. Moreover, from the point of view of parts of speech, the word spirit is noun, and spirit means divine consciousness. Therefore, Sri Aurobindo has defined spiritual as that plane of mental consciousness where we have the realization of the existence of one divine. The spiritual plane of consciousness, I want to repeat here, exists just above the plane of intellectual mind consciousness. Let us be clear that on the plane of intellectual mind consciousness, there is no realization of the existence of one divine, but that plane of mental consciousness where we have the realization of the existence of one divine is the plane of spiritual mind consciousness. Sri Aurobindo has discovered 4 planes of spiritual consciousness. The first one, which he terms, is higher mind. The second higher plane of spiritual mind consciousness is illumined mind. The third plane of spiritual mind consciousness is intuitive mind, and the fourth plane of spiritual mind consciousness, which is the summit of spiritual consciousness on the plane of mind, is what he terms overmind consciousness, and beyond that the world of mind ends. That is to say, beyond that the separated consciousness or divided consciousness or separative principle of consciousness ends, and then starts a new order of consciousness which Sri Aurobindo has termed supramental consciousness, which is essentially the integral consciousness. So let us now come to the overhead poetry. So we have the overhead poetry in 2 conditions. In the first condition, we have the overmind poetry, which is written from either of the 4 planes of spiritual mind consciousness. If poetry is written from the plane of first plane of spiritual consciousness, that is higher mind, it is overhead poetry. If it is written from illumined mind poetry, it is also overhead poetry. If it is written from the third higher plane of spiritual mind consciousness, it is also overhead poetry. When it is written on the plane of the overmind consciousness, which is the summit of spiritual consciousness, is also overhead poetry. But we have another kind of overhead poetry. Actually, that is not a kind, but that also comes into the domain of overhead poetry. Below the plane of spiritual mind consciousness, there are so many planes. Say, for example, there is a plane which Sri Aurobindo and the mother of Sri Aurobindo Ashram Pondicherry term as mental mind consciousness. And there are so many planes of mental consciousness below that. So, if due to certain unknown yogic reasons, a man who is not on the plane of spiritual mind consciousness, he is on the plane of consciousness below spiritual consciousness, somehow comes into touch with either of the 4 planes of consciousness and writes poetry, or some influence of either of these 4 planes of spiritual consciousness is there, also comes into the category of the overhead poetry. So when we make an overhead view of such a concept of overhead poetry, it's very clear that Sri Aurobindo as a critic is quite different from the other critics of the world, because other critics are the men of intellectual mind consciousness, which is subject to the separativity of consciousness. So this is the difference. So Sri Aurobindo's concept of overhead poetry comes to be an evolutionary asset. In my next lecture, I shall discuss mantra.